Gotta take myself off mute and turn on my camera. That's important too. Let's see if this is working. Hey, look at that! It is. It's an interesting, like, little 3D effect. Just let me turn off my "Be Right Back" message. Interesting little 3D effect they do with the letters. Ninja comes up at the beginning. So yeah, I'm just gonna like free play, mash my way through this, and yeah. After that, we will turn off the ability to continue and we'll just play with the 3 lives only. The live situation in this game is completely whack. I want to describe this for a second here because this is fucked up. When I was practicing, I always practice and set up my Neo Geo games to get all their settings correct for whatever's going to make the best score attack scenario and playthrough scenario and stuff. So on this one, trying to set lives, I wanted to set it for 99 to see how much it would take to beat it, and then maybe try like a bunch of lives scaled back, but not nearly enough to beat it, so I'm challenged and try to do better at it. You know, I try to find some fun balance like that. So you can set it all the way up to 99 lives in this game, and I did. I fired the game up, right? 99 lives. So I'm like, it only shows 9 lives, and I died, and then it was like, it still shows 9 lives. So it's like, that's not even just the last digit. It's just going to show 9 until I get to 9 or less. This isn't going to tell me shit. It's getting annoying to try and keep count of. Let's restart this and just try a smaller number, right, and see what happens. Let's just go ahead and set 9 and see, because that might just be a good setting to play through the game anyway. I feel like 9 would be a fun thing to try and work on. So I put it on 9, and I die. Or no, I put it on 9 and I start the game up and I've got 3 lives. The fuck? The default setting is 1 life, by the way, but you do have a health bar, so it kind of makes sense. But I set it on 9 and it's still on 3, but when I set it on 99, it was 9 and wasn't going down. What the fuck is this? So I set it on every life setting 4, 5, 6, start going up 3 lives. Always have 3 lives, doesn't matter what you choose. Get up to 16 lives, still have 3 lives. 17 lives, now it says 9. Well, okay. So now I actually have 17 lives, right? So I probably, maybe, who the fuck knows? I start the game, I die, I count the number of times I've died, and it was 11 times. So 16 gives you 3 lives, and 17 gives you 11 lives. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck is the life screen even mean in this game? Like, I really would like an explanation. I looked online to see if anyone else had noticed the absolute fucking madness they'd gone with for lives, and no one had. So what I've done is I've set the game on 3 lives because it seems to like that number pretty well. And we'll just do like score attacks off that, which will probably only get me into like the 2nd or 3rd level. But that's pretty typical shooter shit, though. That's not really that weird. I don't mind it. You know, as long as I can get a little bit of variety and make it through a couple levels, maybe fight a couple bosses until I can do better, I think that's not too bad in a lot of shooters, and that's the way a lot of things play for me at my skill level. So this will probably work out okay. I'm just going to free play it, and then we'll do it that way. It's got a story, too, with like cutscenes. And I'm going to be the main dude, and I don't know if I have Turbo Fire enabled, but you have to have it. And this game uses 3 buttons, so I have to map it to the D button using RetroArch's default mappings on my PlayStation controller, which are the same as a Neo Geo CD, which is where square is C and triangle is D, and X is A, and the circle is B. That's normal Neo Geo settings. But it sucks for games like King of Fighters, where I want more of like I obviously want more of a Street Fighter setup, so those are the ones I usually remap. But anyway, I'm going to have to map turbo to triangle. Usually we map it to square. Oh, it's still mapped because I forgot to turn it off. That'll just be a nasty surprise later when I'm playing something where I don't want triangle to be turbo X. So that bomb attack that may have seen during the demo, that takes health, and it's almost never worth doing, to be honest. There's certain situations where you're almost certainly going to get damaged, and probably, or you see a health power up and you can actually make the difference or whatever, but not many. The dodge, however, is something you got to use all the time, and something you'll see me doing a lot more as it gets harder. Ooh, am I just hurting myself with that shit? Oh, and they actually show the boss's health in this game, which is just so rad. What a cool thing for them to do. Like, I mean, it's not a bar, which would be easier to read, but at least they show the number. I think every game could benefit from that. I even feel like that's something you can play with in a shooter. Like, have it to where, like, your sensors aren't working on this boss, so you don't know his health, but, like, normally you would, you know. I think that if I was going to make a shmup, that's how I would design it. I would have some elements like that where a boss affects your sensors and therefore your HUD or whatever, and you don't get some info that you would normally. A boss affects your propulsion system. You can't adjust your speed like you normally would, but there's a reason, and the boss's speed is adjusted to it or whatever. Just little ideas like that. We've definitely played plenty of shmups that kind of do mess with the speed thing. They'll have like a lot of times they do it with water. You fight this boss underwater, so you're slow, but he's slow. This is a little more strategic fight, you know. This game, I think, has areas where you walk through water, but I don't know if it affects your speed. Things got really bad there, and I probably could have used a bomb. Oh, yeah, and these mid-bosses and stuff don't show you any health. You have no idea. Also, this game may randomize the order of its levels. We'll notice that once we start doing score attack. Let's see. If that's the case, then only playing through a couple levels is probably an even better setting for score attack. Because you're gonna see all the shit anyway. You're gonna see all the shit except for the end. Just like Psycho's games. I'm gonna get hit either way there, so what the fuck difference? You know what I mean? Might as well take them out. Oh shit. This game also has like 3 characters to choose from, I think. And this guy might be the same dude from Ninja Combat. His name's Joe, and he's a ninja, kind of dresses the same. And it's made by the same company, Alpha Denchi, so... If I get health back on the next level, this is worth it. I don't know that I do, though. Let's see. The history from enemy. There's a lot of bad typos and spelling errors and weird mistranslation in this. Just wipe out human civilization by going back in time and killing what we believed were spies from the future, but actually just regular cavemen that would have been our ancestors had we not killed them. And I, of course, will be resetting the machine via the system menu after this to turn off continues, and that will also wipe the high score, which is going to be meaningless because it's just from Freeplay. That was crazy there at the end. Yeah, I don't think water affects my movement, but I'm not totally sure. Yeah, no. It's the same. Shit. Oh yeah, Japan. I'm a ninja, I kinda remember that. Holy shit. Japan, you say? Where is this mystical place? Oh, the music is so cool here. This game has good Neo Geo music. I like these older games that really used the synth hardware and used it well. I actually think the Neo Geo sound got worse over time because they started like leaning into using digital samples for basically everything, or like some entire game soundtracks, like Metal Slug 4 and 5 are like that, and it's like sampled at a low quality. So like even though it might be like produced well and like technically better because it's real, you know, or recording from real instruments or whatever they decided to do, it sounds worse just because the fidelity is so bad. They're usually not in stereo. And some games they just made bizarre decisions to not even like include sound or not like in any traditional way. King of Fighters 97 doesn't have any music during fights, for example. What a fucking weird mess that is. I don't understand why the early games used the synth, like the synth and sample combo for music sound effects in a traditional way and did it so much better than like the later stuff. I don't understand the decision behind that. I have a feeling that something is going to happen. Yeah, something usually does, man. Something. Oh, it does reset my score when I continued somewhere. Did I fail to continue and start the game over at some point? I'm gonna lose my fucking mind if I did. I don't remember any of this shit though, so at least there's that. Barely see any way around crash attacking here. It's just such a nightmare. There you go. I'm sure this won't be though. There's also a comical death setting that I have on realistic where my guy just falls down and disappears, which is what you would expect in any game. I wonder what comical does. Just disappear in a poof or something. It'd be cool if there was a setting to make it to where when you're using lives, when you use a life, you comical die. When you run out of all of your lives, you have the real death. That's how they should have just done it. If it is like I'm thinking. Shit, man. I'm about dead anyway, might as well. I'm free playing it anyway, might as well. But yeah, I am losing my points, I guess, whenever I continue, but that still isn't, that doesn't matter. None of that's important. These numbers are all bullcrap. Did we go too far by killing so many? I thought it was like just far enough. The era of 3 countries, that's pretty awful. They could have at least said 3 kingdoms. I mean, that's what it's known as in English generally. I read 3 Kingdoms about a year ago. Sure is a lot of decapitation in that story. What a pain in the ass. Damage them anyway, hopefully. Maybe just hear them shit. That didn't do anything. God damn it. Caused me to lose my power up, that's all it did. And my points, my precious points. Yeah. It wasn't a ninja trick. It was a clown trick. And now he's dead. I must investigate this powerful technique. Blow up, you piece of shit. Alright, those can be destroyed as the hit markers indicated. They contain nothing and take a lot of hits. And probably provide some of the only cover from the shithead boss. How you know? Dickwad. Is this supposed to be a cow? I wonder. A lot of decapitation in the Three Kingdoms there, don't you? But I went into more detail on that in my Dynasty Warriors 4 stream if you want to fire that up. I got bored with that really fast and didn't want to feel like trying to work out the challenge of it. It may have been that I didn't like the character I was using. I might give it another shot later. I used to play the shit out of it. I think that was part of the problem, is that what I refer to as appetite for destruction syndrome, where you've heard something so many times, it's like, this doesn't even fucking mean anything to me now. It doesn't sound like anything. It's not bad or good. I don't have any feelings about it. It's just some background noise in my life. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I felt like when I was playing Dynasty Warriors. Yeah. Kind of wish I had a handheld that would run it well. Well, I do have a PSP, but it's the kind of game that you would want to play on a handheld, because it's just like mashing away and not thinking at all. Not unlike this. I love playing Neo Geo games on my Neo Mini. The screen, it looks so crisp on there. Neo Geo games are so colorful, fun. Like, they're fun to pick up and play and just knock out some rounds on, knock out 20 lives on Metal Slug, any of the Metal Slugs, to see how that goes, you know. Super fun. As an action gamer, I can say that Neo Geo has enriched all of our lives. Everything else is just a cold meanie. Right. It's not true though, and I've said this before too, and this pisses some people off if they're like way into Neo Geo, but like, I didn't get a Neo Geo back in the day. I got a computer instead. I think that's what happened with a friend as well. It's like, you could throw down the money for the Neo Geo, But you can get other stuff that you got like way more mileage out of. Because generally speaking, I got more mileage out of my Super Nintendo and Genesis than I ever would have out of a Neo Geo. And you can easily get both for the price of Neo Geo. Easily. I mean, that's not even getting into the cost of games. Not because the action games in there are better or worse. Games are games. Some of them are good, some are bad. Neo Geo's got a great library for arcade action games. Almost all of them are pretty good. Really solid library. Like, that's why it's talked about in such reverence compared to other small library systems like the Jaguar and the 32X and shit like that. But, and there's a big but here, all it has are action arcade games. You would literally never get to experience even like Super Metroid and Zelda and shit if you didn't have a Super Nintendo, or like Phantasy Star and like Herzog's Vi and things that are really interesting that are on Genesis, you know, Populous and stuff like that. You just didn't have those games on Neo Geo. They were all arcade games. They were made to be coin-operated games with a brief playtime, and that's what every single one of them was going to be. And while that's one of my favorite types of games, it's hard to make that your singular investment, you know what I mean? And probably not wise unless you really have narrow tastes. You might look at my channel and think I have very narrow tastes, because my tastes have narrowed a little as I'm older. Like now I know what I like, and I see how many games there are of what I like. So I do focus on shooters and beat 'em ups and running guns and a bunch of arcade style shit. That's what I'm into, you know. But I'll occasionally mix it up with a platformer or like. Something a little weirder than that. You know, like, you know, arcade games that are like racing games and things like that. But I will play like a racing simulation or something every once in a while. Yeah, but I think back then I don't think I would have even known. You know what I mean? It was better that I had the option to try a lot of different types of games, see what I'm into when I was young. And I did. I barely owned a single video game, but I had both systems, which is really rare. I had both the Genesis and the Super Nintendo, and between the two of them, I owned about 4 games. I played a shit ton of games, because I would go to the video store every single weekend and rent a game. I'd rent 50, 52 games a year sometimes. So I got a chance to play a lot of stuff. And I think that was a smart way to go. Like, own more systems than games. That's which is the last thing in the world the game companies wanted you to do. Absolutely the worst thing for them financially. They weren't making money off of selling systems. They were making money off of selling games and licensing games, you know. So. Now, this is like the first level all over again. Is it the game loop? Is that all that happens? That we see the ending and I wasn't paying attention? Yeah. Pretty sure. Paid no attention to the game's story and doesn't care what's going on. So it's quite possible I just beat it, didn't notice, and it's already out of kill him. Wait, no, this is a boss rush, huh? This is the Three Kingdoms boss, but I'm in the first level style, base level. Fascinating. Just frustrated here, I'm dead soon. Just getting slammed. God damn it. That's some bad playing right there. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to blast through this now so we can see the end of this shit. For those of you who are following along and paying attention. Also, I want to see, there's got to be some sort of killer final boss, right? Right? Yeah, then this is the prehistoric boss again. We've done the Egyptian, the prehistoric, and the Three Kingdoms one we just did. This game does remind me a lot of Time Soldiers for obvious reasons. That game had 8-way shooting though. Via a vault, like a twist top, right? Twist top stick. Someone did make a twist top stick for PC. You know, if you want to play like Ikari Warriors or whatever in an emulator, it has like settings and things with it too that tells you to use, I think. Yeah, this is a giant piece of shit. This is probably the last boss, right? What the fuck is this thing? This is awful. Did that do anything? God damn. Hey, I got an extra life. And just an absolutely idiotic bonus. That's why it's good that the score is being reset, because that's some real bullshit right there. Continuing to hit the boss one more time and getting like 800,000 points. It's pretty explicit about this being the finale, coming to an end and all that. Whatever, hippie. Are gonna get credits roll over this? Yeah, there is. Nice, they use the shrink function. The way the Neo Geo works is weird as shit. Normal video game systems from this time had two types of hardware acceleration, like a tile layer and a sprite layer. And those had their own video memory, so they had restrictions on how big the sprites could be, how many colors they could have, and how many different ones you could have. Because they take the cartridge ROM and copy it into the video RAM, where it is therefore manipulated as a background tile layer or with foreground sprites. Normally, that's how it's displayed. The Neo Geo doesn't have video RAM. The cartridge is the video RAM because the cartridge memory is super fast. It only has like whatever the normal amount of program ROM was back then, like 16K or 8, maybe even 8K or some shit. I don't know. It's very small. Although possibly can be banked. I don't know. But the game, there's no video RAM. It just reads the cartridge onto the screen. No distinction between what's a sprite and what's a tile. That has to just entirely be programmed in the program ROM. It doesn't care, what you put in the background and foreground and what moves and what doesn't. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm just going to reset it here. But I'll probably take a short break as well. Well, that was a little longer than I expected, but not crazy long. It's just monotonous in a way when you're not paying attention to the challenge. This is definitely a better game for a score attack than it is for a playthrough, probably. So limit yourselves, kids. That's how you have fun with these games. If you think arcade games are boring and you always play arcade games on Freeplay, guess what? Those two things are related. Highly related. Eventually, you should learn that the fun part of playing a game isn't beating it, but playing it and getting better at it. $500,000 feels like a steep requirement for getting extra life, but whatever. I'll just play it with the bullshit rules. I'll probably play through it once or do one credit with Joe to set a baseline, and then we'll come back and do. I'll take a break, and then we'll come back and do more. Yeah, my allergies are kicking my ass today. There's another 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 38 degrees Celsius, I think. Day in hell. 37, 38. I don't know your fucking numbers. Ninja. Commando. Here we go. This is like the only time in the game this happens. I swear to God. This is the coolest thing, but like, hey, it literally happens like once. Yeah. The time circuit is broken. Let's fuck these cavemen up. Oh god. That's not good at all. There goes my first life. Now the score's looking up. You gotta really beat that second area too, which is not hard at all, really. I could have done better than that. Still got 2 lives left. Might as well. Feel like it would help. Shit. Didn't help with shit, did it? That's not too bad. Ah, I did so poorly there. I could have done so much better. Hitting the button way too late. No, that was it. 169. That's not too bad, I guess. We'll definitely do better with some practice, I think. Quick here. Alright, I'm taking a real quick break here, but I'll be right back. Thanks for watching.
Ninja Commando. Ninja Commando. Ninja. Commando. Ninja. Commando.
Alright, let's give this another shot here. Let's try the Ninja Lady this time. Ninja Lady. Rayar. So it was Joe before, now it's Rayar. Seems like a weird fucking name. Now, this is a very different attack. I like that. It's interesting. Alright. I'm sure she probably transforms into a different animal in that one power-up, and we have to see that one time on this level. That's firewall that she's saying, just not with anything that resembles English pronunciation. Kagero! Alright, everybody in the time machine. Okay. Oh, that hurt bad. That hurt real bad. A lot of sushi in here though, that's good. This guy's so hard. He has so much health, too. It's fucking crazy. Oh, fuck you, man. Panicked. It's not gonna kill him either. That did not go well. None of that's good. This has been awful. Getting Japan as the second level just feels unfair almost or something. It's just so hard. I guess they reward you with a higher score though, because it looks like I'm gonna kind of crush that. I think the coin collecting has just gotten a lot better this time too, and that's a huge part of scoring this game, so especially the 300 coins, I mean, they need those. I thought that was an iframe, so I guess you live and learn, and no, I didn't crush my old score, despite having a couple of lives to work with there. It all went quick. Alright, let's try the third character. Oh, this is fun. Oh yeah, my next stream is probably going to be Miss Pac-Man, which I haven't played in a while. Gonna do the arcade version. I'm not great at it. It's great fun though. Everybody's always loved it. A lot of people dismiss it as just a clone, you know, and it is, like in its origin, but it does play quite a bit better than Pac-Man. Where Pac-Man starts to feel really stale after you played some Miss Pac-Man because you have different, you know, maze types or whatever. Also, the moving bonus is better than static bonus and stuff like that. All little things, but they affect the gameplay. But the weird thing about it was, because I grew up with this shit, I remember from when I was a little kid, I remember seeing these machines and stuff. Pac-Man was everywhere. It was Pac-Mania, right? It was like some of my earliest video game memories from like 82, 83. And I don't know when this Pac-Man started to take over. It was like 83, 84. See Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. You know, you see either one, depending on where you went, I guess. But then it was just Miss Pac-Man. And I never, like after 85 or something, I don't think I ever saw a Pac-Man machine again, ever. Ever in real life. Even throughout the 2000s, I would see new, you know, Midway Namco collaborative manufactured Ms. Pac-Man Galaga combo machines. Which are alright. Some people complain about having to play Galaga on a 4-way gate, but I mean, it just seemed normal to me. It seemed like Pac-Man and Galaga. Miss Pac-Man and Galaga. I'm sure I'll have to do Galaga at some point also. I did Galaga 88 or Galaga 90 on TurboGrafx at some point, but maybe Gapless. I don't think I've ever really played Gapless, which is the actually like third Galaxian game, if you want to count them that way, or second Galaga game. And then 88 or Galaga 90 or whatever you want to call it, the third one, and I guess Galaga Armada for PS3 and Xbox 360 was the fourth game in that series. I don't think I'm missing any there, am I? Maybe those are the Hardcore Gaming 101 article. I've never seen a Galaga 88 arcade machine, so my entire familiarity with it is through Galaga 90 on the TurboGrafx. But with regular Galaga, I'm comfortable with both arcade and the NES port, which I thought was pretty good. I think that, did Bandai publish Galaga? If they did, that's a really early example of them collaborating with separate companies, way before Namco Bandai existed. I've not done well with this guy. Yep, he's dead. The back arrow doesn't take you back? Whatever. That was a shit run anyway.
Ninja. Commando.
I think it's also just got thrown off by the fact that this game it counts your how many lives you have total and not how many you have left. So I was expecting a 0 life, which doesn't exist. Even though I went into that knowing this. Oh, the power-up is from getting 3 scrolls, and I'm just not doing well enough with anyone else to get that. Or ever again in the game, besides the first level. Interesting. Okay. Almost died on the first level, but not quite. Too bad I didn't get an opportunity to rest in that time machine and get some health back. We should have hung out in there for a little while, maybe. Oh, I also got Japan as a second level, so I might as well just fucking kill myself off. Got a fairly hard mid-boss, but not that. That's not the real issue. The final boss here, then. Nightmares. Nobunaga, I guess. Fucking awful. These sumo assholes suck enough, but like the Nobunaga fight is just pure hell. Fuck. What? Now one of the really awful shit. I rate this game a 7 out of 10, by the way. The main thing holding it back is that there's a bit of jank to it. Some of that doesn't affect gameplay, like sprites flickering near the edges of the screen and stuff like that. But some of it does, like shitty collision stuff. Gosh, this is also not even worth putting my name in. Just awful. Anything that's under 100,000, I will go with AAA on, because it's not worthy of the technique. It's not working out. Let's try her again. I'm just gonna rotate through them like I always do. I probably won't do like a whole lot more of this. I gotta take my dogs out here in a little while, but it's been a lot of fun. Trying to do this for about an hour and a half. Let's fix. So we got about 25 minutes left. This is neat. I finally did well enough for her to see this. Oh shit, walked right into that. Entirely my fault. That's just bad playing. I've never updated the score, my save on this game, because my first score was my best. That happens a lot on these streams too. Like, yeah, just set a baseline score that we'll beat here, and then like, yeah, I never beat it. Never. I'm like, oh, how the fuck did I even do that? I actually had a spectacular run my first time. But I've decided to start muting the screen, blanking the screen when you do saves and shit, just so everything won't look so emulatory. Get it nice and clean, you know. We don't need to see the guts every time. Hey, I'm gonna have to take a little break here though, speaking of. So I'll be right back actually. Thanks for watching. Alright, actually it looks like that's about all the time we had anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. But might come back to it at some point. Got at least a little bit of a start on the score. And it's a fun game. So thanks for checking it out, and have a good one.